Today, the 19th of October, the community of Dobsonville in Soweto will meet at Kopanong Community Hall to take part in a men's awareness walk and dialogue against gender-based violence under the banner "Not in our name, enough is enough." Now, Councillor Tshepo Nawane is one of the organisers and he joins us now in studio. Thank you so much for making the effort this morning to come through. Now, we've mostly been reporting on national efforts in the plight to end gender-based violence. Why was there a need for this local intervention in Dobsonville?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the listeners. There was a need because for the country to change, it has to start in our homes, it has to start at the local community. Hence, as councillors in Dobsonville, myself and Motlhare, we decided that because we are activist councillors, we are rooted in the communities, then there's a need for us to come up with an initiative.
What are the statistics in terms of the prevalence of the scourge, particularly in Dobsonville?
Okay. I do not have the specific statistics for Dobsonville. However, our police station is the second in the province in terms of contact crimes. But I don't have the breakdown to say where are we in terms of the gender-based violence statistics. So that on its own is worrying. It says that Dobsonville is one of the worrying communities in terms of gender-based violence stats.
Just for the benefit of a viewer who doesn't necessarily come from Gauteng, where is Dobsonville?
Dobsonville is located in Soweto, or just in the outskirts of Soweto. It used to be what is called under Rodiport, but now it's just on the outskirts of Soweto. If you're driving from Chisani Baragwana Road, Dobsonville will be more on your right towards, you join Ellis Mutwaledi. As you go down Ellis Mutwaledi towards Rodiport, that will be Dobsonville. They will jump Quest Station, then Dobsonville will start there. Yeah.
Who will be attending the walk? How are you encouraging communities to get involved in this important conversation? And is it only men?
No. What we're saying is that a march is organized by men, and we want men from all walks of life to be there. However, we're saying that women must also participate or play a supportive role. For example, Desiree might have a son and says, I want my son to be there. But the son cannot come alone. You as the mother, you can come with the son, Yeah. So what we've done also, we've partnered with the local community newspapers, as well as the local radio station and the TV, Josie FM, as well as, Soweto TV, so that we can spread the message. We've also involved the churches, but most importantly, we said that the two of us cannot do it alone. We've partnered with the local NPOs and NGOs. We've written to all the churches in our area. We've also partnered with the local football association. We've also partnered with the youth clubs. Yeah. That's what we'll be doing.
So this is a very important intervention, but you also want direction on the day. What's your program looking like? What sort of conversations are you expecting to take place?
Firstly, we'll start with an awareness walk. SABC and Metropolis will then escort us on the routes that we've chosen. Subsequent to that, they will then come up with a dialogue. We've invited the Minister of Justice. We've also invited the Provincial Department here in Gauteng, because we want, out of the discussions that we'll be having subsequent to the walk, there must be resolutions that comes out of that. And we want to make sure that those resolutions are implemented. And the way then to go about it is by then inviting these important stakeholders or government stakeholders, so that they can take this umpago we'll be giving them on the day and go and implement the resolutions that comes out of this thing. So it does not become a talk show. It does not become a ticket box exercise,
Any specific emphasis on young men and boys?
Yes, as you can see, I'm young, but not that young. So we've mobilized a lot of youth clubs to say, come be part of this. But not only that, we've also invited 3 high schools, local high schools, to be part of it.
Stunning.
Because we know that this problem, this pandemic is spreading now to high schools. You saw during the week, there was one learner that's also stepped another learner. But we've also heard of, there could be small things that they're doing. They are not aware that these could be classified as abuse. So we want to say to them that, what you're doing is wrong, if they didn't know that, so they can go correct that. But we're also not saying that we're targeting youth. All people as well, or older citizens, also must feel free to come on the day, because even themselves, what I normally say is that, men in general, you might know someone that is doing these wrong things, but we don't call them out. Yeah. This is an opportunity for us to say to those that are doing wrong things, stop what you're doing. It is not right what you're doing.
I know this is not gender-based, but are you at all incorporating substance abuse in these conversations? Because sometimes the conversation is that people could be sitting and drinking, and eventually it leads to funny circumstances later on.
Well, we did not necessarily incorporate substance abuse, but we know for a fact that alcoholism plays a role in this things. You know, when people go out, they come back after drinking, you know, they go home, they become abusive. So we've also invited, you know, SAB. We hope that they'll come on board. But not only that, we've also invited other entities to say to them, assist us, because we also depend on donations. Yeah. But not only to assist us in terms of donations, but to be part of the march. They must also take a stand on the day. But also SAB will talking about their program of people, you know, apparently they've launched a new program that deals with issues of substance abuse. So they'll also be there on the day. Again,
on or at a local level, how important do you think this intervention, this march and dialogue will be for your specific community? You live in that community, you know the challenges that they face.
Like I said, Desiree, that Dobsonville is not an island. It is part of South Africa. The story that you are running with of a UCT student that was killed, winning, it also affected us. But there are more of them also in our local communities that are not making the newspaper headlines. We're saying that let's take a stand against gender-based abuse, because it's also happening in our local communities. We cannot keep quiet when these things are happening in our households. And you know that like this tells us that like there's many women that are being abused, but they don't have the courage to go to police stations. We also want to represent that person. We want that person to be able to come out to say that, like, you know what, because we'll be partnering with South African Police Services. We are not going to be heading over a memorandum. It's a joint program that also includes SAPS. We want them to feel comfortable. We want the ministry, the safety department in Gauteng to come, to be on board, so that those people that are scared to talk, they can have comfort in speaking about their experiences.
So a person watching us now who doesn't necessarily come from Dobsonville or from Soweto or from the Gauteng province for that matter, but would like to take part, just give us the details.
The march will start, we're meeting at 7:30 on the 19th, which is Saturday, next week Saturday, in front of Kopanong Hall. The march will not be happening inside the community hall. The difference with this one is that even though there's dialogue, everything else is happening in the streets, which is where we're saying that there's a lot of rapists, there's a lot of abusers in the streets. And we are normally having these discussions behind closed doors. Let's have them outside. Let them hear us as we'll be speaking from those loudspeakers and what have you. So come at 7:30. We'll then start the march at 8 o'clock. We start from Main Road, proceed into Elias Motsoaledi. At Dobsonville Police Station, which is to the street, we'll then turn left, go back where we started. Then the second part of the program will start, where now we'll start having a dialogue with different speakers that will be there, you know, telling us about the experiences and also what is that we need to do as men of different ages, you know. And thirdly, then after that, we're hoping to have a small soccer tournament of mixed races. So it'll be in one team, there'll be male and female. Just to close up
if other civic organizations are interested in joining in this effort, how can they contact you?
The more the merrier. We say come join us. Firstly, they can either contact us on 072-181-0949 or at our offices, which are next to Kopanong Hall. They can come there. Myself and Councillor Tshepo Nawane's offices are there. But not only that, like I said, there's also other stakeholders, like you know, the local football association, Bontate Tembabale, if we work with them, the Lesotho Foundation, we work with them, SAPS and Tate Class, we also work with them. So they can contact any of those people.
So basically, anyone is welcome to come and join this effort.
We are not exclusive. Anyone is welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, Councillor, for coming through to talk to us, and we hope you have all the support and
the pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You're watching The Agenda. Let's take a break.
Thank you.